everybody, Jason here from Ghostbusters News, and today we are going to answer the call. What call am I talking about? Well, the Ghostbusters News mail call. You see, for anyone that is a subscriber to the Ghostbusters News YouTube channel, you know that typically on Fridays, I can be found opening up fan mail. But recently, I got to thinking, why Fridays? Why be so restrictive? What if I want to open up fan mail on a Monday, a Wednesday, heck, Saturday morning? Which is why starting today, Fan Mail Friday, it's gone. But in its place, we've got Ghostbusters News mail call. And if you want to answer the call and send something into the Ghostbusters News headquarters, you know we got a mailing address and it's right down below in this video's description. Now, with that said, let's go ahead and get into this inaugural installment's goodies. Now first up here, I've got an envelope from, I recognize who this is from. It is artist Chris J. Sorrentino out of New York. These are so good. Seriously, check this out. A real Ghostbusters take on that USA Today newspaper scene in the first Ghostbusters movie. You got Venkman Stance Spangler, the title Ghost Fever Grips New York. And I especially love some of these additional real Ghostbusters Easter eggs. We had Shanna O'Callahan there. Apparently the New York Jaguars, they just won the series. And I really love this one, Professor Bassengame. So many deep cuts, and you know what else is a deep cut for me? Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. So with that said, let's take a look at the other art print. Dr. Egon Spengler in the firehouse, joined by Donatello. Because you know, both Egon and Donnie, they do machines. I love this meshing, this melding of the two franchises. And I know these two, they've already gotten like an official crossover when it comes to action figures and comic books, but I think this piece right here, it may be my favorite crossing of the streams yet. And if you want to grab some of these prints for yourself or just check out more art from Chris J. Sorrentino, be sure to check him out on Instagram. And yes, you know, there are links to all of his socials down below in the description. Now coming up next, it looks like we got a letter here, and this is from Schultes, it says. Schultes. I think this is from longtime Ghostbusters News Fan Mail Friday contributor, MUNEYMIKE, who throughout the years, he sent in so many things here to the Ghostbusters News headquarters. Right now you're taking a look at his YouTube channel, be sure to check that out, link is also down below. So there is a letter inside of here, and it does reveal that in this piece of fan mail, we received a newspaper clipping and also a coloring page. The newspaper clipping is from MUNEYMIKE's grandfather, Jimmy Diener. Jimmy, I thank you so much. And the coloring page is from Mike's nephew, Pearson. And in the past, Pearson has sent in stuff, and at that time we referred to him as Mini Bean Buster. And what does Mini Bean Buster Pearson have in store for us this time? Well, Vigo the Carpathian. This, of course, from the old Ghostbusters 2 coloring book. And at the bottom there it says, Vigo begins to separate from the painting. And when it comes to the newspaper clipping, this is really cool. This is for the Ghostbusters Live in Concert show. It's got the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man up top there. And this is for the 3-night engagement that took place at the end of the year at the Bradley Symphony Center. And looking at this, this is a pretty long newspaper clipping, and I love this shot at the very bottom of Winston, Egon, Ray, and Peter. Now up next, we've got a box here, and this one is from Adam Zangari in Connecticut. And I'm curious as to, this is gonna be fun. Okay, so there's something inside that I can play with, and we're gonna get to that here in a second. But first, there's some fan art. And in addition to fan art, a letter here, and it says, Dear Jason, my name is Adam, and my son Peter and Aiden love your YouTube channel. Thank you. Adam goes on to say that I'm your age, as in my age, late 30s. And I love Ghostbusters as much as I did when I was a kid. I have passed the Ghostbusters gene to my two boys in 1st and 2nd grade. It says they've included some fan art, which we've already kind of mentioned there, as well as some Play-Doh slime, which is made by Hasbro, and they say it goes great with Ghostbusters toys. Oh, and both Peter and Aiden, they both want to know who is my favorite Ghostbuster. Well, that would be the heart of the Ghostbusters, Dr. Ray Stantz. And getting to the fan art here, I am so blown away. These look awesome. Seriously, it makes me so happy that a new generation is just discovering Ghostbusters. And I love seeing art like this. Honestly, it takes me back to when I was a kid, drawing pretty much the exact same images. I especially love this one here of the 4 Ghostbusters all zapping their logo. And also inside the box, we've got this Play-Doh slime Hydro Glitz. And over the years, I've bought in so many different brands and makes of slime, hoping to find something that kind of replicates that old school Real Ghostbusters Kenner ectoplasm. And I'll say, I've never actually bought in the Play-Doh slime, which is kind of surprising considering it is made by Hasbro again, the same company that makes Ghostbusters toys. Let me just kind of reach in here and, that's goopy. But goopy, I think that's what you want out of a slime. And, actually, okay. I mean, just look at that. Ugh. I gotta bust the blue out here and make it look like I had a run-in with Muncher. I don't actually know if the Play-Doh slime is available here in Canada. I'm gonna have to check on that. But if it is, I think I'm gonna have to start buying this stuff by like the liter. And a quick heads up, if I can find it up here in Canada, if you follow Ghostbusters News on Instagram or TikTok, be prepared to see tons of more videos and photos of action figures just covered in slime. And you know what? Just like Kenner ectoplasm, I just spilled a bunch of it on the floor, so just give me a second. Update, I'm happy to say it's easier to clean off the floor than the old school Kenner slime. Alright, and the floor, it is all cleaned up, and for our last piece of fan mail, I thought it was only appropriate to put on the Hasbro Ghostbusters Proton Pack. That is because I was sent these by JONOGUNN'S. They're easy to install spacers for your Alice frame. And when I say easy, I mean they're so easy. There's no drilling or anything like that required. And right here we're overlaying a bit of video footage from JONOGUNN'S YouTube channel. Be sure to check him out, link is below. But yes, these spacers, they were initially designed by Russ Pro Shop. And then JONOGUNN, or JONOGUNN, I'm not really too sure how you say his username, but he offered up his own slight remix. And his remix, it results in less bend and stress on the actual Alice frame. And yeah, again, so incredibly easy to install. And I know for some of you, adding a spacer is just a really small, minute detail. I mean, unless you're a hardcore Ghostbuster fan, you're never really gonna even notice. But for me, being a hardcore Ghostbuster fan, I notice. And I love having them installed on this pack. And if you'd like to have your very own installed on your Hasbro Ghostbusters Proton Pack, they are available through Etsy. Right now you're taking a look at that page, and of course, again, that link is down below in the description. And that does it for this installment of Ghostbusters News Fan Mail, not Fan Mail Friday. That does it today for this installment of the Ghostbusters News Mail Call. I would like to thank everyone out there who sent in mail for this installment and answered the call. And as I said at the top of the video, if you have anything you would like to send in to the Ghostbusters News headquarters, we got a mailing address, and it is right down below in this video's description with tons of other links that I've already told you about throughout today. As always, subscribe. If you'd like to join up with Ghostbusters News, check out our Patreon page, and we'll see you right back here next time.